finding time to come and share his knowledge and his vision with this great audience. I want to thank our River President too, Malam Zachary, member board governing council of the Institute of Federal of International Federation of Accountants, and also everybody here today. That we appreciate you, we love you, and please sit back and enjoy this package. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Bye.
Thank you so much, my Doyen. So as we set the ball rolling, the keynote address will be given by our revered past president, Malam Ismaila Zakari, FCA, who is a mentor, a motivator, and an inspiration to many of us. I'm sure you will all agree to that. Malam Ismaila Muhammadul Zakari, FCA, is the 53rd past president, is the 53rd president of our great institute of Ican, of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Ican, and board member of the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC. He is currently the managing partner of Hamed Zakari and Co. Chartered Accountants. He is currently, they specialize in helping small and medium enterprises and public sector. He has served as technical advisor on IFAC Small and Business Medium Practice Committee, Pan-Africa Federation of Accountants, PAFA, and Honorary Treasurer of Association of Accountancy Body. Ladies and gentlemen and professional colleagues, join me in welcoming our revered past president, Malam Ismaila Zakari, as he gives the keynote address.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. The President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Dame Onome Joy Adewi. We are indeed delighted to have you here on this very important program. We know that your time is very tight based on your schedules, and for making time to be here, I want to single you out to say a big thank you to you and to welcome you specially. I want to appreciate the lead doyen and chairman of the JMI Council, and indeed the entire council of the JMI, for finding it fit to invite me as a guest of honor in this important event where professionals will be interacting with the ICANN president. And without much ado, as I know time is money, I want to say that I have great respect for the organization, JMI International, for what they are doing, for their achievements. And they have been doing this consistently over the last 30 years. That is no mean feat. So congratulations and kudos to all of you. Without much ado, I want to give time to the next item on the agenda while I sit quietly and observe what is happening and enable wider interaction with the president of ICANN. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my past president, a man of little words, but the words that comes from that little time are very valuable. We appreciate making our time with us today in this program. Without wasting our time, let me quickly introduce our 56th president. See, this task that is being given to me is a big shoe that is too big for small boys like us to enter into. But because of the opportunity as a compare, I'm going to read the abridged profile of our president. And I'm seeking indulgence to please permit us so that we can manage time. But we need to know who our president is. Dame Onome Joy Adewi, BSc, MSc, FCIB, FCA, is a graduate of accounting from the University of Benin, 1982 sets, and holds a master's degree in banking and finance from the University of Lagos, 1993. For your information, she is an alumnus of the Harvard Business School, Manchester, USA, the Western Business School, Pennsylvania, USA, and the Caldwell School, Chicago, USA. She's also an alumnus of International Banking Summer School, USA, and Lagos Business School, to mention but a few. She is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, CIBN. She represents our institute on the Governing Council of the Financial Reporting Council, FRCN, honorary treasurer of our institute 3 times consecutively, 2011 to 2012, 2013 to 2014, and 2015 to 2014 to 2015. She was a chairperson of the Society of Women Accountants in Nigeria, SWAN, and a member of the Institute of Directors, and currently served on the board of the Law Union and Rock Insurance PLC and Dominion Trust Limited as non-executive. Dame Adewi is currently the Executive Director of Finance and Admin of Synergy Platform Limited. Without wasting our time, my professional colleagues, please, we welcome the 56th president of our great institute in person of Dame Onome Joy Adewi, FCA. Please, wherever you are, let me see your hands up. Please join me together for my president.
You're very much welcome, Ma. It is a great pleasure to have you with us here today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my dear professional colleagues, to make the webinar more interesting, we have constituted a panel of experienced men and a lady. They have impeccable track records to ask the right questions. I'll introduce you to the members of our panel, and they are LJM Bosse Ujobi, FCA.
How long will it take?
LJM Rocco Oladapo, FCA.
Morning. And to call me very shortly.
And LJM Tosin Akinwumi, ACA. Today's webinar will be in 2 parts. The first part will be handled by tools that have been drawn up by them. The second part would be taken by our third panelist, and he'll be asking questions that have been sent in and will be sent in today. We'll also be taking questions that have been sent through from all over the world. Our president will be responding to all of these questions. So to set the ball rolling, I would like to ask our amiable president the first question. Madam, the Council of Ican, in her virtual meeting on 26 March 2020, elected you as the 56th president of Ican. I would like you to share with us how you felt on that day and what went on in your mind after the pronouncement. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are hearing me.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, because I have a little challenge with my link, but I think we're working it out. Good morning, everyone, once more. Let me begin by standing on existing protocols. I want to specifically thank Toby Abiola. Is he the president or chairman of this great team? Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the counsel of this team. And thank you because I think that whatever you are doing today is in the interest of the Institute and for the benefit of all of us who are members of the Institute. I recognize also my boss, the revered past president, who is the member of the Council of the International Federation of Accountants, where I support him as his technical advisor. So I'm glad to be here. I thank all of you, and I hope that at the end of this program, our colleagues who have taken out time to join us will benefit and know more about their institute. Thank you so much. I got your questions. I'll quickly begin to respond to you now. Yes, indeed, when I was elected on the 26th of March to be the 56th president of the Institute, it was a lot of mixed feeling. My heart indeed was full of joy, but I was extremely humbled to be given the privilege and opportunity to lead 52,000 chartered accountants in the country, 25,000 ATS holders, and 350,000 student members. I think is a thing of joy. And what was going on in my mind is, what can I do for this large number of intelligent great men and women who will be looking up to me for the next 12 months to improve the lot of the profession? So as I was waiting and looking at myself on that great day, the question was at the back of my mind was, God, what programs will I put in place to help and build on what I have been handed over to me? And that took me to coming up with a theme for this year that we will indeed reposition Ican for greater visibility. I thank God for the opportunity, and I thank you all for all the support you have extended to me during this period. Indeed, it was a thing of joy to me, and I thank God for it.
Thank you very much, Ma, for the answers to the question, and congratulations once again on your election as the president, the 56th president of Ican. My first question is around the COVID-19 pandemic. The advent of the pandemic forced the government to take a lot of unprecedented measures, such as restricting travel and implementing strict quarantine measures. The pandemic affected a few of the Institute's activities. I'd like you to please share with us, what are some of the gains and losses of the pandemic as it affects the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria? And secondly, which of the gains do we plan to incorporate into the activities of the Institute going forward? Wow. I think she's out.
Apology, please. I think the network has actually done what it knows how to do best in this part of the world. Just in 1 minute, I'm sure the president will connect back. And yeah, she's back. She's back. So Bossa, you can please repeat your question.
Okay, thank you. My question was centered around the COVID-19 pandemic. I wanted you to please share with us the gains and the losses of the COVID-19 pandemic as it affected the activities of the Institute. And I also wanted to find out which of the gains of the pandemic the administration saw during your tenure plans to incorporate into the activities of the Institute going forward. You're on mute, man. You need
Please
to
let the
unmute.
president unmute. Let the president unmute.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm in Abuja and the link is not very strong. It's going up and on, but I believe that we can make the best of it. If you could please take your question again.
Okay.
Because I just came up, I heard you midway.
Okay. My question was centered around the COVID-19 pandemic. I wanted you to please share with us the gains and the losses of the COVID-19 pandemic as it affected the activities of the Institute. And secondly, I also want to find out which of the gains of the COVID-19 pandemic you plan to incorporate into the activities of the Institute going forward.
Okay, thank you very much. As you rightly observed, yes, the pandemic disrupted a few of our programs, like the professional exams for March and July, we had to defer to take them in September. But even at that, we have taken a lot of lessons from the pandemic. Despite the pandemic, a lot of other programs took place. For example, my investiture as the 56th president, we had that investiture. We've been holding council meetings. We've been holding committee meetings. So indeed, and I can tell you for free that those activities had also reduced the cost of running the operations of the Institute. I can share with you that when I was invested as the president, we had quite a number of people in the history of the Institute. The council chambers can only take 150 people. But because of the pandemic and we had to do that online, a lot of people joined as panelists. A lot of people joined from all parts of the world. They through YouTube and the rest. So we had close to about 3,000 people watching, viewing that event live, which had never happened in the history of the Institute. I think those were lessons for us that we have gained and benefited from. And now the Institute in its own way
Apology, I think the president is freezed.
Ewo, Mutabashi, Lukubayo, a Kapako William. Yes.
I believe the president will join us back again shortly. She already mentioned that her connection there is not too great.
Yeah, so it is, the president is back. We understand, ma, because at the seat of power in Abuja, it's pretty difficult to even get the best network, but we'll manage it, ma.
My president, if you can hear us, the network is not too clear, hence we're not able to hear you, ma.
Okay, I think she's logged out and trying to log in again. We just want to encourage our participants. You and I know that we are in the third world, in the third developed country. We are just developing some of this infrastructure. And part of the problem this has actually faced with the people is that the service provider never anticipated the spike in the provision of some of this infrastructure. And that is why we are having that infrastructure and the fluctuation in the service from all the way Abuja. I'm sure the president will take little time to relaunch back and we'll continue with it. Editor, I'm sure you can collaborate this with me that Nigeria is still developing. Maybe after the conclusion of the election in US, we should be able to get some service from them to improve our performance in this part of the world. So that's why we are looking for a better conclusion of the election. No, we don't know, but I'm sure it will favor also that they can transfer some of this network to us for better things in this part of the world. So we are still waiting for our president, and I'm sure all hands are on deck to make sure that she gets reconnected back. Annie, a word from you.
Thank you, Sheso. I believe we are saying that on a lighter mood. We must be able to fix our own economy. But in any case, I'd like to say that if you have any question, our dear participants, that you like the president to answer today, please feel free to send them through the chat icon on the screen. And at the right time, the questions will be asked. Where the questions you have sent in are not raised during this live webinar, be rest assured that Joint Minds International will collate the various questions and reach out to the president through the council, and the president's responses will be sent to your respective email addresses. So it is very important to add your email address alongside your questions. So there's a chat icon there, just send in your question. I see a few of our participants are raising up their hands. We may not be able to take the live questions, but we'd like you to submit your question to on the chat platform, and our third panelist will pick questions from the many ones that will be sent through, and we will ask the president. And where she is not able to respond to all of the questions, we promise that we'll send the responses across to you.
Yeah, Annie, I think the president is back. Let's quickly use the opportunity to give her the floor. My president, you
You're
have
welcome,
to answer the question.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The hotel team are struggling to make sure that we end these disruptions. I hope that I won't go off again. All right. So where were we? I just answered the question on what the Institute felt about the impact of the COVID-19. And I summarized that it brought out the best in the Institute, and we have taken advantage of the cost savings in carrying out all the programs that were handled successfully.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. The second question, there's been quite a couple of displeasure expressed by members around the quality of service received from the Secretariat. A very good example is when there's a request for transcripts and it takes longer than necessary before it's being processed. So are you looking at improving the quality of service delivery at the Secretariat during your tenure?
Thank you very much. I think that is a question that we agitate the mind of every member of our great institute. Yes, the answer is yes. I have taken a couple of steps. Let me even address the issue of transcripts to our members. There's no doubt I've even received personal complaints for people that it took a long time for that to happen. In the structure of the institute, up to last month, transcripts were being handled by the professional examinations department. But now we have moved that request to the records department. We have automated that process. So I assure you that going forward, if any member of the institute requests for transcript now, it is automatic, is online now, and with the implementation of the document management system in the institute, we sit at the comfort of your office or your home, and in your system, you can get your transcripts right. So it's a big relief for me, and I believe that when you all enjoy this new improved service delivery, you will come back to say thank you to the management of the Secretariat. But I assure you that all of that have been taken care of. We had worked on it, that work had been on for a long time, even before I became president, but the implementation took place last month. And we have moved that job from the professional examinations department to records. So getting transcript now will be as easy as putting on the TV in your house. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm sure all our participants are very excited to hear that. The next question is, in view of the increased rates of unemployment and underemployment of members, what plans does the Institute have in place to support the youth in getting jobs, or better still, becoming entrepreneurs?
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, the Institute itself is very concerned about the rate of unemployment in the country. There's no doubt about it that the figures as at mid-year was about 27% or thereabouts. And what did we do? As an institute, we quickly set up what I call the Entrepreneurship and Employment Generation and Job Creation Committee. That committee is made up of experienced entrepreneurs, people who are in good positions of authority, both in the government and in the private sector, because we believe that whether you like it or not, the word connection makes a lot of difference where you have to do things. So, and then we have set up a portal where people who are in need of jobs can fill in their CVs. And we also reach out to organizations, that is for the job creation aspect of that committee, to send those CVs to organizations that they might find a need for people with the skills or experiences that our members have. Again, the Entrepreneurship Committee had recently run a webinar that will help our young accountants to be able to start small businesses on their own. Furthermore, we as an institute, we are relating with a lot of the big government organizations, because whether we like it or not, government is the biggest employer of labor. So we are also relating with them in a situation where we have contacts and links. We will be able to introduce our members to those people, so long as their experiences and their qualifications fit those openings that the governments are having. In all my visits and advocacy trips, I ensure that our members who are in those positions, senior positions in organizations, we plead with them to please increase the number of Ican members who are in their employment. That is another advocacy aspect that the council is going through. The good news is when you speak to those people, and I'm proud that our members do not disappoint us. They say to us that, look, your members here are good ambassadors. They work very well. These employers praise them. And when they say those things, we say to them, now, if you have tasted this pudding and you are happy with it, please take more of our members. So that advocacy is going on. The Entrepreneurship Committee is also doing a lot to empower or equip our young accountants to also look into a situation where they can be self-employed and become employers of labor tomorrow. Whether we like it or not, the environment is changing. Where before now, what members will normally do is when they come out from school, they want to work in the bank, they want to work in the oil company, they want to maybe practice accounting and become a managing partners of firm. But all of those things with time, because of our training as chartered accountants, we are very versatile people. There are a lot of other opportunities out there that we can deploy our skills to and add value to our society. So those are those opportunities that the Entrepreneurship Committee of the Institute is creating. A very important webinar was held sometime in September, and the attendance was very good. And when the Secretariat profiled the membership numbers of people that attended, I was happy with that executive report that was sent to me. A lot of young accountants were at that seminar. And I believe that they have taken one or two things, learned a few things from that seminar that will help them and equip them to venture into other profitable areas in the system that will help them be even employers of labor in no distant time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I'd like to quickly take this last question before I leave the floor. In the light of the current global situation, what is the position or the plans of the council towards this year's Ican conference?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me just first of all announce that we had to, of course, everybody is aware, we had to move the conference from October 2020. And today I'm happy to inform you that your council has given approval for the 50th, or would I say Golden Jubilee Conference, to hold from 5th of April to 9th of April 2021. So that conference will take place, of course, in Abuja. But the good news is that this conference this year will be a hybrid conference. It will be different from our usual physical conference. It's going to be a hybrid, like I said, a combination of the physical conference and the virtual conference. That is not only the good news. The second good news is that yesterday your council Yesterday, your council approved that we have a special category for the young accountants to come and participate in that conference for the singular reason that we want younger people to come to the conference. So we have now 3 categories of participants. The people who will be there virtually, then we have who will be online virtually. We have people who we call the e-delegates. The e-delegates have been profiled to be chartered accountants who are 35 years and below, number 1, and 2, whose membership number falls in the category of 40,000 and above. Your institute, for purposes of celebrating the 50th or the Golden Jubilee Conference, have subsidized that fee. And if I recollect, it's going to come to about 70 or 80,000 naira for you to be at the conference as an e-delegate. So you will watch all that we are going to do virtually or from the screen, but you are in the conference physically, and you will enjoy all the benefits of the conference materials, but you'll be paying 80,000 naira. Your institute has gone out to look for sponsorship to subsidize that cost. So instead of paying the normal, I think 130,000 naira or so, there's a huge discount to encourage our young people to come to the conference. The topics that will be taken at that conference will be extremely important for the young men and women who are coming up in the profession. The movement, the disruption that technology has put in the accounting profession. Of course, the other side of it is that there are also great opportunities for technology-enabled accountants. So what the Institute felt was that we should give opportunity to our young and vibrant accountants to come and listen to renowned speakers, people who have proved their mettle in these new areas that we are going to, so they can learn and be able to learn and focus themselves in areas that will help them in the future. For us as an institute, our desire is to continue to produce future-ready chartered accountants, employable chartered accountants, accountants who will be able to meet the needs of employers if they are hired today. The worst thing that can happen to an organization is for your market to be saying to you that your products are not acceptable or your products are not giving me what I want. Of course, when I was young, I used to go to a hairdressing salon and they had a poster in front of that salon. They say, if we please you, please tell others. But if we don't please you, please come back and tell us so that we can re-strategize. So that singular opportunity of people coming back to say to you that your products are doing well is a thing of joy for the Institute. And it's also an encourager to ensure that future generation will take delight and joy to come into this profession so that the profession can also outlive us. So we are doing all of that for the conference. My counsel to everybody, there's a provision for early bird. So if you pay on now, I think the portal will open by Monday, because yesterday we had a council meeting and the approval was given by the council for us to commence a registration of members. So I would encourage all of you listening to me today now to please go and register for the 50th Golden Jubilee Conference and enjoy the early bird discounts, which of course will lapse after 30 days of opening registration. Thank you very much. I look forward to receiving all of you, and I believe that we will have a great time at the conference. Let me even say that this COVID-19, I will say, is a blessing in a way to the Institute, because all that we are doing now, technology is enabling us to reach out much more to our members than as we were doing before, when it was purely a physical conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam. Rocco, you have the floor. Thank you, ma'am.
Rocco, please unmute yourself and go ahead with your question to the president.
Thank you, Bosse. It's a privilege to have the opportunity to have this chat with the president. Thank you very much, ma'am. My first question is centered around our common heritage, the Ican certificate. We have noticed the rapid increase in the birth of professional bodies, which seems to have reduced or dividing the accounting profession. What are the specific steps Ican is taking to secure accounting profession, as well as the Ican certificate, so that the certificate will not lose its value and relevance in the nearest future, ma'am?
Sorry, please, can you take that question again? I missed, I only heard you say heritage and I lost you. Please, can you repeat the question?
Okay, ma'am. Yes. We noticed that professional bodies are springing forth every now and then, and with the sole aim of reducing or dividing the accounting profession. So I want to ask you, ma, what are the specific steps that Ican is taking to ensure the accounting profession, as well as the Ican certificate, do not lose its relevance and value in the nearest future?
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you are hearing me because you were breaking when you were speaking. Yes,
I can hear you, ma'am.
whether we like it or not, it's a free economy. People will come in and go out where, if and when they like. The Ican certificate, as I speak, is a choice brand, and I'm choosing my words very carefully. It's a #1 choice brand that every employer of labor will prefer to pick. My people say that if you are walking on a street, it's only the tree that has very beautiful fruits that people will stand around and want to pluck and eat. So balkanization of the profession is something we will learn to live with. But what is the approach of the institute to that? You cannot stop anybody to go and say you want to set up whatever institute that you want. But what we stand for is professionalism and the excellence. And how are we going about it? First, we're ensuring that the products that we're bringing out as chartered accountants from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria are products that can stand the test of time. Okay, as I speak to you, the council was in Abuja the whole of this week. And what were we doing? Advocacy, going out to really market our products. And what did we get? You know, whether we like it or not, the National Assembly are the lawmakers. If anybody goes to the National Assembly and presents a bill that he wants to set up an institute of tax management, an institute of insolvency, and they are able to convince the National Assembly, they will pass that bill. And then it becomes a legal entity that can be running that. For me, we have gone out there to tell them that this is balkanization of the profession. Most of these people that are going to do that were people over years ago, they tried to write the Ican exam and they did not qualify, with all due respect. So what do? When they have struggled and struggled, they are not able to come on board, they try to go and set up their own institute for whatever reasons, maybe to make money, but the country will not sacrifice professionalism for such personal gains that some individuals want to have. And your institute has taken the bold step to go out there to continue to speak to the legislators. For every one of you that have served in any committee of the council this year, you heard me say that we have to go out there to also begin to blow our trumpet, sing our songs, and get close to these lawmakers. These are people you cannot ignore. So our outing in Abuja this week has been very fruitful and positive. The lawmakers have been saying, oh, chartered accountants, you've not been, Ican members, you've not been talking to us. Other people come to talk to us, but now we know that you are #1. My joy is that every meeting we have held with both organizations, government agencies, members of the National Assembly, there's this common word that comes out of the place. Your profession is outstanding. Your institute is doing a great job. We expect quality. So for us as an institute to fight this, the first thing we do is to make sure that our standards do not drop. What we said when we visited the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, we said to him, sir, we are not afraid of competition. All we are asking is that you must give all of us a fair chance to compete. And because I said to him that I am very confident that any member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria who is carrying the Ican certificate, and you put him or her out there to compete with other bodies, I am confident that my member who is holding my certificate will perform outstandingly. The idea of continuously training people, the idea of encouraging our members to get into faculties, the idea of having conferences, zonal conferences, the national conferences is just to go out there and put out knowledge so that even our old members will quickly unlearn, relearn the new things, and become employable and be able to add value to employers. So for me, I say to my members, please do not lose any sleep. What you must do is continue to sharpen your accounting skills. What you have been trained on to become an ICANN member and a chartered accountant can take you anywhere. Your versatility as a member of the institute is not in doubt, but I give you a word that as an institute and as your council, we'll continue to go out there now to carry the advocacy business and continue to sell our products, because really nobody is going to blow your trumpet for you. That's what I found out. So ICANN is coming out very strongly to continue to go out there to the people that matter, that make the decisions in the country. We cannot, there's nothing we can do. If a bill is out and we believe it's not right, the institute will go out there and fight that bill. And you have seen what we have done with the forensic bill. In the last 3-4 years, that bill has been struggling to come to the light, but we have fought them. We have given them clear evidences that you don't need to set up that kind of institute, because anything you need to do about forensic accounting, the Institute of Chartered Accountants have so many well-trained forensic accountants that can service that business for this country, Nigeria. So your council will continue to try, and I believe that our effort will bring positive results to also protect the brand and our certificates.
Thank you so much, Ma. The big part of the question is more like the first one you just answered, Ma. In your acceptance speech of June 2nd, 2020, you alluded to the necessity of preserving the future of accounting profession. You also referred to the report of the 2018 World Economic Forum on the future of work, which estimated that about 93% of chartered accountants' jobs will be lost to technology by year 2022. Ma, what role is the Institute going to play to prepare and empower members for this change?
Okay. Thank you very much. You will recall that when I gave those statistics and made those comments, I said that, but there's a good news, which is the other side of it. The other side of it is that there are more jobs that the chartered accountants will be able to get into and they do better on. And so that is the good news. Yes, because of change, technology disruptions in the environment, the traditional ways of doing our accounting business will change because technology has done a lot of things. But again, I said the good news is that there are going to be much more jobs. And what has your institute done to prepare our members for it, both the old and the new? What we did in the first place was to sit back and look at the curriculum that we're running as at today. That was what resulted in looking at the syllabus for the professional examinations, and recently we had to change, deal with the syllabus. We are fortunate as an institute today that a member of council, Dr. Innocent Okosa, who is the chairman of the Professional Examination Committee, sits on the board of the International Panel of Accounting Education of IFAC. That is the highest level decision-making body of the accounting profession as far as education, learning and training is concerned. And he's not only representing Nigeria, he's not only representing Africa, he's representing Africa and Middle East there. So we are lucky to have firsthand all the changes, all the areas that the future-ready chartered accountant, the knowledge that he or she needs to have. So what did we do? We picked right from the source all the materials and requirements, and we came back and imputed that in the syllabus of our institute. And we didn't stop there because we believe that we owe it. Anything we do as an institute is supposed to be in the public interest. Anything that's accounting related, the institute must be seen to be protecting the public. That is what our act has put us together to do. So we went to visit the National Universities Commission, NUC, we met the executive secretary, and we made input into the curriculum of universities. We gave them all that we are doing in the accounting review that we've done in our own curriculum, and shared with him that these things they are teaching universities undergraduate will not make them future-ready accountants. These things will make them unemployable when they come out with their BSc accounting. And we just put to him that, look, the institute is privileged to be sitting on that panel of accounting education in the world. So we have first-hand information, which if we deploy them in teaching our students in the universities, we bring them out to be able to compete with any chartered accountant anywhere in the world. So your council is not sleeping. We also intend to impact the MBTE for the polytechnics. We are visiting them in another 1 week to also give them an improved syllabus, a curriculum for their own students. And we're not stopping there. We're going to go to the secondary school. We're going to visit NECO. We're going to visit the executive secretary of WAEG to make sure that whatever they are teaching these children are what we turn them out to be future-ready accountants. Again, for older accountants who have qualified, we've also reviewed the membership professional development committee programs. We've also reviewed the faculties board programs to ensure that anything they are putting out for our other accountants, our current members, are things that will help them tend towards the areas that will improve their performance in the new land, and for them to buy in or have the knowledge to wage this disruptive technology that has impacted our profession as we speak today.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thanks for the response. My second question goes around members' expectation. Year 2000 is a year most companies and organizations will not forget so soon, as it revealed their IT infrastructure deficit. Ican 2 was not totally immune because the examination stated for March was put on hold until September 2000. Question mark, does Ican have the financial capability to upgrade its IT infrastructure to meet contemporary challenges such as online examination? That's one. Also, is there a plan to move the institute examination online, that is computer-based testing, to mitigate such disruption in the nearest future?
Thank you so very much. I think you have two questions. One is how has the institute, what is the institute going to do in terms of being able to put in place IT facilities to support the new challenge that is with us?
Correct.
Right, that's the first question. Then the second question has to do with the examinations, right?
Yeah,
okay,
right,
I'm happy to inform you that even before this March that COVID-19 came to being, your institute had taken steps. The Zoom technology that we are just seeing as an everyday tool today, your institute had deployed it in 2019. I think January or March 2019, Ican had been running its meetings via Zoom. And how did this come about? We found out that because our accountants are extremely busy people, most times your travel times, if you are outside Lagos, some people spend about 3 days to be able to come and attend council or committee meetings. And that kind of discouraged them because they also have to face their own daily bread and keep their jobs. So we felt, and again, it was also costing the institute a lot of money to bring these people to come to attend meetings in Lagos. So what did we look at? Your institute went back to the drawing board and looked at the IT spend and said to ourselves, look, we cannot continue this way. Let us enable some of these things, bring them online so that we'll have more members showing interest, participating in the institute's activities, right? So that the institute can benefit, and it's a win-win for us. And indeed, we deployed the Zoom technology. We had 3 locations where we had centers in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, and then in our Victoria Island office. So what did that do for us? We got our members more involved and interested, which meant that the IT spend was paying off. Today, we do not see spending on IT infrastructure as a cost center. We see it as an asset. We see it as a revenue generating department, because if profit can come from both sides, either increasing in revenue or reducing your cost. when we deploy these technologies, we found out that indeed the institute is better off. So a lot of money has gone into those technologies. The Zoom facilities that everybody is talking about, that we had used it for over 1 year before. So when the pandemic now hit us, it didn't really affect us too much. But you could notice that by the second quarter of this year, we were able to run all of those activities. We had a fellowship conferment online. We had the inductions online. The only thing we were not able to have handled during this period was the academic conference, because of a lot of physical presence needed to be there for those professors or doctors to come and make their presentations. But again, I can tell you for free that the Institute is putting in a lot of money. For us now, we have rejigged our budget, and we are giving a large chunk of our resources into technology. And you will feel it very soon in all the things that we are putting in place in the last 3 months. You will also see that even payment of subscriptions, getting your alert as soon as all those little things are, they are all technology enabled, and we have invested resources to make sure that they happen for the benefit of our members, and then also for the smooth running of our institute. So the issue of budget, like we said to the IT department, any infrastructure, anything that will help improve the lot of our members through technology, please bring it up to the council, demonstrate it for us, and you're going to get a first line charge. No other expense will surpass the expenditure on technology for our institute going forward. I think that's the buy-in that we have in the council.
All right. Now, are we planning to move the exam online?
Oh yes, that's the second question you asked. Yes, whether we like it or not, we will not have a choice that on the long run we have to move the examination online. But there are two sides to the coin. We, on the side as the examiners, as the institute, we are one of it. The other side of the coin is the students who are writing the exams. Even if we acquire all the equipment and the tools, and we've not been able to scale up the skills of the students, then there's an issue, because the students are our customers, and whatever products we are putting out to them, we must make sure that it's something that will reach them well. So for us, before now, several years ago, there was what we call TCI, Technology Competence Initiative, that you have to go, and before you get your Ican certificate, before you are inducted, you will go to a training center, some approved training center that will train you for a period to up your technology skills. And you bring that certificate, you put it on before the institute, which was a great idea. But over time, the council felt that every young man on the street, every young accountant is enabled to be able to use those tools that we're asking them to go and learn and pay for acquire those skills. But with this disruption that we are seeing every day now, it is clear on our mind that the best thing, a way to go, is to look at putting the examination online. The computer-based testing is something that everybody will encourage. But if you know the nature of our profession, CBT are mostly multiple choice questions. But you know yourself that before you became a chartered accountant, you knew what you went through in writing some of those examinations. So what the council is doing is, we need to create enough time, create the awareness, let the students begin to prepare their mind. It's not something we want to jump into to say we're going to do a CBT exam. When I came into office, what I said was that we must do all we can to move the examinations online. What we consulted, we spoke to other professional bodies, England and Wales, ACCA, even the India Institute, who said to us that they have 500,000 candidates that write their exams every day. You can imagine the sheer size of the student membership. So what did we say to ourselves? Yes, it's something we want to do, but we are going to take it in phases. The first phase is to try and get the foundation examination on, but we are not going to be in a hurry to do that, because we must look at our customers, which are those students taking the foundation exams. What I promise you is that the council is looking at it. Is one of the things that we are putting in the budget for 2021. But I can't say to you today that it's going to happen immediately. What is on the forefront of the budget, it will be in the 2021 budget. If we satisfy ourselves, we are going to be working in conjunction with the accredited tuition houses who prepare these students for examination. If they can convince us that their students are enabled enough to take the exams online, why not? However, we have taken the steps to contact some vendors who are running the computer-based tests for JAM and the rest. We've even gone out to international vendors to see how they are doing these things. So while we are preparing ourselves to buy those softwares and sign on to those contracts to get them to come on, we are not unaware of the challenges of that our students will face if they are not prepared already to take the examinations online. So that is where we are. We are hopeful that by 2021, maybe by the last diet in 2021, we'll be able to deploy at least the foundation exams online using the CBT technology.
Thank you very much, Ma. My third question is focusing our members in practice. You see, at the time Ican is introducing various reforms in the practice of accounting through the professional practice monitoring team, we noticed that the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria too seems to be doing almost the same thing or something similar to what the PPMC is doing. The question now is, won't those activities conflict? That's one. Then two, aside being a member of the board of FRC, what is the relationship between the institute and FRC?
Please take the last question again. I didn't get you very well. Please, you can take the last question again.
Yo, I want to know.
I lost you. Please, hello.
Yes,
hello.
I'm with you.
Please, can you take that question again? I can't. I was hearing you. It was breaking. I'm sorry.
Okay, ma. Yes. We want to know whether the activity of FRC will not conflict with that of PPMC. That's one. Then the second one is, aside Ican being a member of the board of FRC, we want to know the relationship between Ican and FRC.
Okay, thank you so very much. Thank you very much. On the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, if you remember, I can't say there's a conflict of interest because both of them were set up with different acts by the government and their functions are given separately. But we have a common objective of ensuring that practice monitoring is done as professionally as possible. Now, the relationship between Ican and FRC, let me just take you backwards. In I think it's 1989 or 1999, the institute itself set up Nigerian Accounting Standard Board, and that was funded by the institute from 1982 up to 1992. The Nigerian Accounting Standard Board later metamorphosed into the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, which is a parastatal of the federal government of Nigeria. Okay, the current board of FRC has lots of accountants because on that board, Ican is represented there, ANAN is represented there, the central bank is represented there, Security and Exchange Commission, Federal Inland Revenue Service is represented there, the pension is represented there, NICOM, the insurance people are represented there, the estate valuers are represented there, CITN is represented there, I think CIBN is represented there. What the government does, they only give the chairman and the executive secretary. Every other member of that board is represented by a body who is supervising an aspect of financial activities in the institution. Now, on that board, over 10, is it 10? More than 10 of those members are Ican members, right? So the act is very clear what functions they are. They are not in competition, they are not in conflict, they are in collaboration. As I speak to you, the Financial Reporting Council has just issued an audit regulation guide where an instrument of delegation is being worked out with the institute and is expecting that Ican will help regulate the audit of non-public interest entities in the country. So it's like a draft. They've sent it to us at the institute where, for me, I'm on both sides of the table, sitting as the president of Ican and also serving on the board of Financial Reporting Council. So I have my ears wide open. The best that will come out of such a synergy is what we will be putting out out for the country. What I can assure you is that there are no conflicts. They are working together. We know with the powers of Financial Reporting Council, and we know the powers of the Institute, who will set up to regulate our members in practice and monitor whatever they are doing. So it's a complementary role. They have found out that we have the infrastructures and paraphernalias of skills on ground that will support their job. So they are asking us now to join them, at least that instrument of delegation that they have sent to us to review, which is being done by our legal department. We are looking at it and making an input to protect both parties. It's something that will help the country as a whole at the end of the day to make sure that our members who are in practice are doing the right things and they are properly regulated. So it's just like I can say for sure that it's a joint effort that we're doing together.
Well, thank you very much, Ma. Let me ask this one question, and I will give opportunity to my colleagues. But if I have opportunity, I can come back again. Now, this one is centered.
Sure.
Yeah, this one is centered on our members in academic. The Institute established Accounting Research Foundation, which is providing grants in support of research into accounting and related field. Ma, how effective has this been over the years? And what is the Institute plan to improve its administration?
Okay, thank you very much. I can just quickly say to you that the idea of having those grants is to encourage our members who are in practice, who are in the academia to get to the peak of their careers. Whether we like it or not, whatever you are doing, if you don't research into them and improve what you are doing, you will go into extinction or you'll be obsolete in no time. So your institute recognizes the fact that the people in the academia who are the experts in research should be supported. I think as we speak today, there are 3 grants. We have the PhD grants, we have the commissioned research, and then we have the professional, PhD commissioned research for those who are this. Then we have also the professorial lecture, where we give people 1 million naira to help them prepare and take their inaugural professorial lecture. A lot of our members is to encourage them to move from maybe doctors to become professors and get to that level where they can, in their institutions, stand up to say they want to give it. So for you to give that professorial lecture, a lot of work, a lot of brain work will have gone into your activities as an academic and as a lecturer in the university. So that grant is tailored towards ensuring that all the technical things you need to do to get there, you have gotten there. And getting any of these grants is not something that is easy. There's a thorough process of ensuring that that money is put to the use that is meant for. For those who get the PhD grant, of course, it helps them finish their research work quickly. And again, the end result for the other grant, which is a commissioned research, the Institute come up with areas that we believe that will help improve or take us to the next level, and will invite those people to come and compete and bid for it. It's a beautiful process. It is very transparent. When you bring in your materials and come through those interview process, you will know at the end of the day that the best people will get the job, get those grants. And at the end of the day, you must give value for the grant, because the monies are not just given to you from day one. They are what they call steps. So when you come, you take you come face the panel, you meet that milestone, you get the monies, you meet subsequent milestones. If you ask me, because I've sat on that board, I've sat on those interviews, I think that we have been very objective. When we put out the advertorial for people to come for commissioned research grants, we make sure that we get the brightest and the best. And the good news is a lot of our members put in that application, and at the end of the exercise, we're able to share with them the criteria in which the selections were made. Most importantly, whatever research you are doing on the commissioned research must be relevant and related to the environment, and also related to moving the profession to the next level. I guess what we have not done too well is that we have not given adequate publicity to all of those things. Maybe at the website of the Institute, we should be putting out those materials so our members can see the work that our members in academia has done, and our members can see the contributions that we as an institute have done to help our members get to those levels. That way, you wouldn't be asking this question because you would have gone to the site to see that is a thorough, is a clearly transparent, objective, and thorough process of getting members to have the grant. Despite COVID-19, the council at the last 2 meetings also approved some commissioned research grants to go to our members to research into areas, especially in these areas of disruptive technologies, in collaboration with some organizations outside the country to help us improve those laws. Those knowledge will not be lost. It will only help us become better chartered accountants in the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Foshito. Sesson, over to you.
Thank you very much, Rocco. And I sincerely want to appreciate my president who have been doing justice to the question. Is a woman of substance who all the time, we always give it to you at every point that you need it. And I want to believe that our participants are actually enjoying the session, getting value for being part of this presidential chat. My president, I have this question to give to you. It's pertinent to us and it's of great importance. Very well, and the question goes thus, ma'am. There is a court case involving the 42nd president of the Institute, Dr. Catherine Okpariki, FCA, and Ican. She has dragged the Institute before the federal court in Lagos, urging the court to determine whether a failure to repay a personal loan of 15 million borrowed from Mrs. Adachidume Okoro, who is also a member, amounted to professional misconduct capable of being investigated and tried by the Ican Disciplinary Tribunal. Ican has also filed a counter affidavit on the matter, while the case was adjourned till November 25th, 2020 for hearing. Ma, we want to ask, why did the Institute allow this to degenerate to this level, considering the personality involved? Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you so very much. I'm really, I don't know what words to use, but this question has come up. Everything you have said, Sesson, is correct. Yes, the president has taken the matter to court. And unfortunately, in my capacity as the president of the Institute, it will be difficult for me to be speaking on a matter that is in court. You know what it is? We'll have to wait for that court process to finish whatever the court is going to say, and the court pronouncements. As a responsible corporate citizen of Ican, we will listen and take whatever a decision the court is making. So for the singular reason that the matter is in court, it will be subject for me to be taking a position or commenting or responding to that matter. My counsel is, yes, I can confirm to you that everything you have said is correct. And you know, I am the chairman of the tribunal, and I can't be seen to be taking that matter outside the court as it is now. So it is like I am in court and I'm telling my people what should happen or what I think is right. The president, the past president, has done what she thinks is best for us. So let's wait for the court to take that decision. I'm sorry, this is where we can take as far as that matter is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. I think on this note, let me give the floor to my co-anchor, Annie. The floor is for you.
Thank you so much, Ma, for your responses to all the questions that the panelists have asked today. Dear professional colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the responses of our president to all the questions have been quite insightful. And I know that you have all been benefiting from the discussions so far. So we are moving to the second part of today's webinar, and we will be taking some questions that you have sent in today. I'm going to ask Tosi to start by asking 4 questions in a row and to allow the president to respond to those questions. If we have more time, we will take more questions. Tosin, over to you now.
Thank you very much, Anita. Thank you, Madam President, ma'am.
Thank you.
We have questions being sent in by the participants here. They want to ask some questions from the president. Some of them, in the course of your responses to other questions, you have done justice to them, and some others I will be asking here. The ones we cannot be asked due to time constraint, we'll collate and we'll send it to the Secretariat for onward responses to the participants. So the first question we'll pick the questions at random anyway, and the first questions here goes thus. The person said, the member is Jonathan Eizibolo, FCA. The membership number is 0192017. He said he discovered that Ican certification is not recognized in some African countries, e.g. South Africa. Said he was in Namibia in January this year, where he got an opportunity to work as an accountant in an organization. However, he was first asked to register with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Namibia, which is affiliated to that of South Africa accounting body, before he could take up the opportunity. He said he presented a letter of good standing from Ican to the Namibian accounting body, but was denied membership as he was told that he would need to write an abridged exams, which will now qualify him to write a higher exams before he can be admitted to the Namibian Accounting Institute. He considered all those processes as being duplicated and multiple, and they were discouraging. So he refused to write those exams and he lost the job opportunity. So he's asking the question, so what can our institute do to help members who find themselves in countries like this to practice or work without being rejected or subjected to further exams that is even considered to be lower in standard when compared to our ATWA exams? In the same vein, still on the same premise, Omo Ududu Onakome Millicent, membership number 41586, is also asking the president to give us the steps that have been made towards improving easy integration of Ican members into foreign accounting bodies. The members in countries like Canada confirmed that certified accountants from Zimbabwe, Pakistan, and India do not need to write any qualifying examinations to be certified in Canada. And also, as we're having this webinar, we also have some of our members who have traveled to Canada, and they are part of this webinar as ongoing. They too seek an update on what Ican is doing to enable them earn their CPA, that is the Canadian Institute. That's the question.
Okay, let me start from the other one. You said Omo Odudu also asked that question, that what the Institute is doing, what steps we are taking. Because he singled out Canada, I will tell you what we are doing. The Institute has been working on reciprocity programs with other institutes. We are aware of the England and Wales arrangements, and which is a very major step on our part. We have the CIMA, we have the CIPFA. These are organizations that we have reciprocity agreement with as an institute. For Canada, yes, Canada had we had started the process, but the country in Canada is trying to merge all their accounting bodies together. So it's taking them a long time. The whole of last year and this year, we've put in those papers, sent in those proposals, made visits to Canada. But what they have said to us is that we should wait until they conclude the merger. I think there are 2 or 3 bodies there that are going to come together and have one professional accounting organization in Canada. So what they do is they take the syllabus of one, they go through it, merge it with world standards using the International Panel of Accounting Regulation, the basis of measurement. And so they are putting all of those 3 institutes, and you know how thorough these people are. So when past President Ismaila Zakari was a president, he visited Canada and submitted that application. And this is what I'm calling 2017-2018 presidential year. And we have been following up. The chairman of the district society in Canada is also on top of this. What they have said to us is that we have to still wait until they finish this merging of the three bodies also, then they will come back to us. But they've given us a timeline that by December, they will review our curriculum, and with the current syllabus that we have put out now that is from the source of the International Panel of Accounting Education, there will be no reason why we will not be able to have reciprocity with Canada. Again, a lot of Nigerians have moved into Canada. They are in Canada today. So we are doing all we can to ensure that they have the soft landing, they're able to convert to the CPA with minimal efforts. So your institute is not sleeping. We are doing a lot on that. On the question on, I think Jonathan Obolo, that's my very good friend. I didn't even know he had left the country. You see, I said to people that when you get anywhere, the first thing you have to say to yourself is that you are carrying a certification that is equally as a productive and as valuable as whatever certification you are going to. But you know what? If you are challenged to prove yourself, don't sit back and say because you are Ican, everybody must come and do your bid. Several years ago, I was trying to get a job and I was told that, yes, we've seen your certification, your certificates and qualification, but you have to write a test to prove to us that you actually have earned those qualifications. As a young person, I was very upset. I said, look, I have ACA. They said, yes, we know you have ACA, but you have to come and prove that you have that ACA. And I said to myself, why not? Let's take this test. And I took that test, and of the 14 of us, I was the only one that passed that test. But if I walked away, I would have lost that opportunity to get into that place. So my counsel to people is that if you go anywhere, please respect their rules. Listen, because you are better off for it. You can't jump into a system and say, oh, you want to do it your way because you have an ICANN certificate. Having said that, our institute are taking a lot of steps. Let me start with the ATWA, the junior one. As I speak to you, I'm the president of ABWA, and I was the treasurer of ABWA at the last presidential year by virtue of the fact that I was the vice president of ICANN. And I sit now on the board of PAFA. What am I doing? What I'm pushing now is for that ATWA exam to be taken internationally. That is in Africa. Let me come back. That Africa, PAFA should please allow the ATWA exams to go across Africa. We have met with the World Bank to fund that program. We have gone to IFAC to ask for support for them to support us. Unfortunately, IFAC is also in support of that if we have that ATWA certificate or that exam going around Africa, so there will be easy movement of skills. People can come from Kenya and come to Nigeria and work with that certificate. That's the first step. Again, at the West African level, we are also looking at trying to have all the institute, the POAs in that level, have a kind of arrangement of reciprocity where we can easily convert our certification. But it is Nigeria, it is my council that is having that issue of saying we must not reduce our standards. In West Africa, and ICANN is the biggest PAO in West Africa, so we really set the standard. So what we are doing so that the standards don't fall, we are looking at all their syllabuses and looking at what they are doing to ensure that they up their games in other West African countries so that we can have a system where that reciprocity can run across all POA under the auspices of ABWA. Thereafter, we will move it to the next level, and that next level is we will now take it to Africa. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. It's already on the drawing board. It could be, funding is also an issue because when you want to go and look at the curriculum or look at the syllabus of those people, you will need a lot of intelligent people with knowledge and awareness, with very lot of practical experiences, so you don't reduce or bring down your own quality. These things cost money. As I speak to you after this webinar, the chairman of this session of the webinar, past President Zachary, and I are meeting with the World Bank to have a session with the World. I told you I was going to have a meeting shortly. To go to say to them that, look, if you want to help Africa develop, the accounting profession is a key area for you to help us. And we're asking for funding to do all of these things that we're talking about. Nigeria itself, even with all our, in quotes, jobs that we need to do, we are picking other West African countries to bring those PAOs up so that when our members go there to work, it will be easy for them to synchronize and get those certificates taken on. So it is a thing that your council is not losing sight of. I believe that we have sown all of these seeds. They may not materialize in this presidential. That's the beauty of the presidential system of the institute. For 5 years, we are part and parcel of the presidential system. So what you are not able to complete, most of the programs that we are doing today were programs that were set up by past President Zachary. But we have not let them go. We are building on whatever foundation he has given to us. And I believe that the institute better for it. I want to assure everybody listening to this program that your institute is looking beyond Nigeria. We know that if there's a free flow of this certification and we have uniform basis of recognizing each other, our members will benefit more because we have the largest number of chartered accountants in the West African. So even in Africa, Ican has the largest number. So if we do all of these things and our people move out there, I mean, Nigerians have gone to be chief justices in other countries. So why wouldn't Ican members go and become a chief accountant or the accountant general of the smaller countries? So these are the things we are doing. The opportunities are there and we are doing everything to support us. I apologize to Jonathan that he lost the job, but as a Christian, I believe maybe that was not his job. If it was his job, he would get it. So that's my counsel to Jonathan. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Madam President, for that response. I know by now our participants know so well the steps taken so far by the Institute in integrating Ican with other foreign accounting. Another question here, ma'am, sent in by Tosin Akinwumi, membership number 26914. He said, with the recently circulated survey on members' emoluments, which the Institute circulated some weeks ago, what purpose does Ican seek to achieve with the survey reports? And how does she intend to go about achieving that purpose?
Okay, T. Akinwumi, is that what you called him?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have had instances of people complaining that employers of labor are not giving chartered accountants a fair reward for the work that they are doing. We, as an institute, we owe it to our members to ensure that they are well remunerated so that they can bring out the best of them. So what we did was to have that survey of emoluments and put them on the table and look at it vis-a-vis a context of the economic environment in which we are in. If you are a businessman, you cannot take a cost that your revenue cannot cover. This is the first thing we are told in accounting. Whatever you are doing should at least be profitable to you as an individual or as an entrepreneur. So when we look at, when we take all of this together, the data we have collected as an institute, and then we juxtapose it into what is going on in the economy, and we look at the range, we will be in a very good position to maybe begin to advocate for how we can go to the whatever levels we go to, either the federal levels or state levels, to plead and justify our analysis or presentation with statistics and data. We have not only stopped here, we have gone outside the shores of this country, taking inflation and the value of our currency into consideration to look at what accountants of the same levels are being paid in other jurisdictions. So at the end of the day, I believe that when we do that, we will back it up with going out with information to speak to employers of labor on how we can do it. Before now, in practice, there's what we call scale of fees, but over time, all of that are being ignored. But the Institute has that responsibility to support its members in ensuring that they are properly remunerated when they go to seek employment. So that is just the main objective of that exercise. It's born out of your members cry and complain that accountants are not being fairly paid and the rest. We can only do what I call moral suasion, but we need the statistics to go out there to put pressure on the employers of labor to say that chartered accountants have value. Please don't underemploy them. Please don't underpay them. That was the objective of that exercise. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that response. I'm sure our participants will really appreciate the persuasion done so that our members could be well paid in their respective organizations. Another question here from Araku Charles Joseph. Araku Charles Joseph, membership number is 020233. It's a 2-question and a contribution. two questions in one, and the third one is a contribution. He said, thank you, Ma, for this unprecedented and innovative creation to meet with your professional colleagues in this manner. His first question, Ma, said, is the Institute engaged in any high-yielding investment project capable of enhancing our resources and regenerating members' paid subscriptions? That's Zarako's first question. The second one, Ma, is asking that does a district society need to take express permission from the Institute before granting award of recognition to any of its renowned member? Then the third one, which is just a contribution and not really a question, that there should be strict enforcement from the Institute for every member to belong, actively participate, and be financially active in district societies. Many members are just floating until they need assistance from the Institute, which many times they even bypass their districts to achieve. So these are the questions from Arako Joseph and a contribution.
Okay, thank you very much, Arako Joseph, for your questions and your contribution. I will just take them as they come. The first one was, which is, let me just take in no particular order. He asked whether the district needs to take permission from the Institute before granting award of recognition to any of its renowned members. The answer is no. The answer is no. You don't need to come. If your institute wants to recognize anybody, I believe that your district wants to recognize anybody, I believe that they would have gone through a process of selection. There will be evidence of the person's contribution. I also believe that people should be rewarded for hard work. What it does is to encourage the other people coming behind you to work harder. If people don't see those celebrities, as it were, people that have put things in place to keep the institute or your district alive or going, there's the chance that the younger generation may not naturally be interested in pursuing the objective. And again, those people who have given service, sacrificed their time, their intellect, and their resources in helping build the districts, they should also be appreciated by the people coming behind them. So I just want to say categorically, I do not know any rule or law that says that the district must come to the Institute, the center, to seek permission on who they are going to give award to. I think that's one first question. And he talked about the unprecedented and what? Innovative creation of what? Okay. I don't understand.
Okay, the first question is, he said, is the Institute engaged in any...
That if the Institute is investing money in any high yielding, okay, that's a good question. The truth is, the Institute, the way the Institute is run, first, the Institute does not have any subvention from anybody. Initially, in the earlier years when we were set up, the government used to give the Institute, I think it's 1 million naira over a period, but they stopped over time because they have not finished sorting down their problems. And the Institute is not as buoyant as that, as to be looking for keeping money outside and the rest. Most of the funds we have, we try to plow it back to improve the examination process. You know, some time ago when we were having the twining arrangement with England and Wales, they came and looked at our examination process, looked at how we're running, and they said, well, you have to be able to, you have to try to generate more revenue to improve the workings of the professional exams to ensure that both the tuition houses and the students are in a more conducive and comfortable environment to go through the examination process. So what did the Institute do? We tried very hard to put back the few funds we have to improve the examination process of the Institute. So if you are talking about investment, yes, we as an institute, maybe I should just share this with you. This presidential year, we took a decision that we need to go and get a huge parcel of land in Abuja, where we want to develop what I call the Ican International Convention Center. The objective is for us to see how we can host the World Congress of Accountants sometime in the life of this institute. You recall that most times when we go for World Congresses, Nigeria produces the higher delegates, which that means that we as Nigerians are eager to learn, are eager to study, are eager to know what is happening at the peak of our profession. So all of us that are involved in the IFAC process, the chairman of this session today, past President Ismaila Zakari, myself, the former board member, General Owama, everybody that is in the process have said that Nigeria, we think we are strong enough to host the World Congress of Accountants. But the first thing they say to you is that you must have the facilities. And you know, the profession is not a profession of compromise. It's not a profession where if you haven't done the right things, you'll be given an opportunity to do things. So we are working hard towards that to see whether the federal government can give us a huge parcel of land on a pro bono basis, and we have an arrangement of a build, operate, and transfer system where we can have an international convention center to bring in world accountants to hold that Congress. Of course, that will also involve us spending some money in the preparation. At this year's budget, we put out some money aside to make sure that whatever administrative charges or costs that will be given to us, your institute will be able to take that. So we are making those investments. And of course, that will be a revenue or income yielding investment at the end of it. So it's a good suggestion. And I just want to assure Mr. Araku that we are thinking in that direction and in a very big way too. And
okay,
then there was something you talked about again, whether members not attending district societies meeting.
Yes,
for us as an institute, please come back again. I think that question I didn't take it.
Okay, it seeks to know that there should be strict. It seeks to say there should be strict enforcement from the institute for every member to belong actively in district societies. That members only come around to the district when they need an assistance from the institute, and they can even get some things done from the institute by bypassing the district. So it seeks to know what can the institute do to ensure every member belongs to a district.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, the district society is a major way of disseminating information of the institute to the district. The institute started in 1965 with 250 members. Today, we are over 52,000 members. You know, the institute started about 2 or 3 district societies. As I speak to you today, we have 65 district societies. The last was the one I went to Akoko last week on a 13 hours road drive to go and inaugurate. And I'm in Abuja today. Tomorrow, I'll be inaugurating another district society. I think it's Yaya Maraba District Society. But as I speak to you, we have 65 district societies. The idea, and of course with some chapters and then foreign districts, the idea is to walk through the district to disseminate all the things we are doing to our members, to bring the institute's activities closer to our members outside Lagos. So I know for a truth that if you belong to a district society, the benefits far outweighs the time you spend to go to attend those meetings. Let me just say to you that the key thing is that networking that you are getting free of charge. What you are learning from listening to your colleagues who have the experiences and you are getting it free of charge. I think that people should appreciate that. I am not an advocate of forcing people to go and do things. You know why? Because we are all very intelligent people. Chartered accountants are on the average very brilliant people. For you to qualify and get the Ican certification, you are a brilliant person. So you should know what is good for you and what is not good for you. What I can say is yes, the council, the institute desires that every member should belong to a district society. My mother used to say that no knowledge is lost, and even the most stupid of an idea can come and become the solution to a problem tomorrow. So if you feel that you stay away from the district, I can say freely to you that it is at your loss. If you do not belong to people, because nobody has a monopoly of knowledge, nobody knows it all. I am just saying that if you want to improve and build on your skills in the profession, I will counsel that you join the district society. So what am I saying? I'm saying that as a district or as a district leadership, your job is to make that district society attractive. Make it in such a way that the people that are not coming, we know that they are losing value and they will come. I do not believe that the institute will bring a rule and enforce everybody. If you tell me today that there is a 1 billion naira for me to trek to Abuja and collect from Lagos, everybody will enter the road and trek and go and collect, because that 1 billion naira adds value, means value to you. So if any of our members think that the district societies are not bringing value to them, it's unfortunate. Progressively, the institute has tried very hard to improve the quality of leadership, the activities of the district societies. Yesterday, your council took an approval of a new system of rewarding district society. My philosophy about life is that what gets measured gets done. So we want to begin to measure the productivity of the district societies. That is what is going to determine what they are going to get from the center. I believe that this policy that was approved by the council yesterday will go a long way to bringing the best out of our district societies. It will go a long way to also helping the institute know that whatever subvention that you are getting as a district society, you have earned it. You're not going to get any subvention because you are 100 years old. You're not going to get any subvention because you have 1 million people. They're going to only get those subventions from the institute because you have created value for your people. And I know for a truth, when people who are not in district societies see that there's value to be created, people get in there and they get jobs, people get in there and their practice gets connections and contacts to get things from them, they will come. What if you don't have anything to give to them? If they look at that and say, oh, this is a time-wasting project, they will not come. So my counsel is, let the district society begin to, as the layman will say, sell their markets. Let them begin to go out there and do things that will make people want to join them. And the only way you can give an intelligent person an attraction to come and join you is that you are going to give value to the person. So I agree, our desire as a council is for us to have all our members be in one district society or the other, so that anything, the technical knowledge that is being disseminated when you have to have district meetings, those members can benefit from it. At the end of the day, belonging to a district society is a huge advantage for you. You cannot quantify the networking advantage that you will get in belonging to a district society. So my counsel to everybody listening to me today, if you do not belong to a district society, look for the nearest district society to you and please join those. Today we have in Nigeria 60 district societies in Nigeria. We also even have chapters. We have chapters in the CBN. We have chapters in my Fidelity Bank, because I did all I could to, because these are very busy people, because they cannot come out. The institute has to find a way to reach out to these people. In all the places we have visited, Zenith Bank, FRS, where they have a huge number of chartered accountants, what we counsel them is, please set up a chapter, because these are very busy people, as it were in quote. But however, let your members also belong to a district. As I speak to you, I belong to mainland and district society, and I pay my subscriptions there. Before I got to this level, I was attending mainland and district meeting. Anytime they have a technical session, I'll leave everything I'm doing and go there and learn something new. So I believe that district societies should please do all they can to let people know that there's value to be created to be in a district society. And again, a lot of things that happen in the district societies, you will not know until you get there. The council cannot insist and say, before you do this. However, we've taken a few steps. If you are going to come and get a practice license, you have to get a sign off from your district societies. We have now said, to serve in a council committee, these societies are going to nominate a few people. These are some carrots that we have put out there to encourage our members to go to district societies to serve them. And I believe that with time, the council in its wisdom will look for other ways to encourage members to join district society. But we cannot force anybody. I don't think the stick approach will not work. I think it's more like a carrot approach. Put out the values that they will get from joining district societies and more people join them. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to respond to Charles Harako's comments.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Madam President, for the responses.
Thank you.
Our dear participants, we are so sorry because of our time. We won't be able to take all your questions. However, we've noted them all. We'll send them to the President through the Secretariat, and we assure you that you are going to get responses to your questions. Thank you one more time, Madam President. And back to you, Sheson.
Oh, thank you very much, Tosin. And I sincerely want to appreciate my president. I just want to say this on a relaxed mode. I hope my registrar has a glass cup of water by the side of my president, to step down everything because I can see that my president is really calming it down. Thank you very much. But before I invite our lead doyen, I have this question that is very pertinent, and I was given instruction to ask you, just in 1 second. Peter Adebayo, FCA, asked this question that, my dear president, if you look at the relationship between ICANN and CITN over the years, what will be your perspective on this relationship so far as major stakeholders in Nigerian projects?
Yes. I heard you very, very clearly and very, very well. You want to know what I feel about the ICANN CITN Bruhalala, or whatever I call it. Well, whether we like it or not, CITN and ICANN, we are all in the same boat. What had happened in the last 2 years is bringing up, for me, what we think we had settled and put behind us. Unfortunately, there were some issues came up. The FRS gave a letter to CITN, and those brought some other issues. But before then, there was this MOU that was signed between the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, your institute, and the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN. What have we done as an institute? We have responded. Unfortunately, CITN went to court to challenge that MOU, which was brokered by APBN, and the court threw away that challenge because they felt that it was an abuse of court process. I think that was the analysis of the ruling by the judge. CITN, in their own wisdom, appealed the case. First, they sued ICANN. We didn't sue them, and then they lost. They appealed the case. As an institute, my reaction was that I thought that we should just let sleeping dogs lie, for the singular reason that no ICANN member has been stopped today from filing returns to FRS. I'm a very, I don't know whether to use prudent person, although my children call me Ijebu. I'm not a wasteful person. So the monies we are paying to these lawyers can be used to improve the examination process of our institute. It can be used to give value to help artistic societies perform and operate better. But at the end of the day, we felt that it was not okay for us to just not challenge or not respond to that appeal that came on. So we went in there to fight the pay. That is as an aside. But as a person, I went back to the APBN and said to them that the council met, and we felt that because there was a clause on that MOU that says that if there are issues, we should come back to APBN to resolve it, and that we shouldn't go to court. So I went back to the APBN executive to say that this is what has happened. I would like the APBN to intervene for us to have a meeting to resolve this matter so that APBN can rule, because it was APBN that put that MOU together about 5-6 years ago when this matter was heating up. So as I speak to you, we had put out a date for a meeting where my team and the CITN team will be having a joint meeting with the APBN. I am very confident, very, very confident that we will be able to resolve this matter. I don't have the pure statistics, but a significant percentage of members of the CITN are ICANN members. So I don't think that we should be quarreling with our, I don't want to call them our children because we gave birth to them. We should be quarreling with our colleagues, our brothers and sisters. You can't be quarreling with yourself, because that's what we are doing. So I think that what we should do is to find a solution. Every disagreement in this world is settled on the table of negotiation. So we're going to have this meeting. A date has been put aside for the meeting. The CITN conference is ongoing now, but as soon as Madam President of CITN is free for that, I will go back to her and we'll have that. For me, I mean, peace is cheaper than war anywhere you go to, anyhow you like it. If you are able to resolve anything amicably and peacefully, it's better. We are just funding the lawyers with resources that we do not have. Why should we not put our monies to help improve the lot of our members? So that's my position. I do not believe in war. I do not believe that we should go out and fight. I think that we as a body should please we come back to the negotiation table and get this matter resolved. There is no problem under this sun that does not have a solution. No matter how complicated, no matter how complex it is the people that are involved in that problem is just to have a positive attitude to say it will work. For me, as I speak to you as an individual, I believe that this matter will be resolved and it will be a win-win solution. There will be no winner, there will be no loser. Everybody will be happy at the end of the day. So that is my position. And I think that I pray that when we have that session with the APBN, we'll come out and be happy and all our members will be happy to go ahead and practice taxation in whatever we want to do it. So that's my response to that question.
Thank you very much, my president. And I think I can attest to that with your goodwill message that was read out yesterday at the tax conference, which shows the maturity and that you have that personal thing that peace is of more value than war.
Sure.
Okay, to our participants, we have seriously run out of time because we promised our president that we are going to stick to time. Permit me to invite the lead doyen to give a closing remark. Please, welcome.
Please, before you do that, I want to please say a few words to this group. I didn't have much time to say that before I started. I want to first of all congratulate all of you that have come together to form this, is it joint minds or joint like minds? I don't know what the real name is, but you guys, you are great people. Please don't relent. I want to thank whoever is the initiator. I want to thank my honorary treasurer. I know how busy Mr. Toby Abiola is, but he has put this in the forefront of his project. Anywhere he goes, he's talking about the Joint Minds International. I want to congratulate you. I thank you so much because you are really, really a pillar, and there is a pillar of positivity. I'm using that, and I'm choosing my words. Is a pillar of positivity. There are other groups in Ican that are not as productive as yourself. And the fact that you have picked young men and women and focus them and give them direction, I say a big thank you to you. Your council, your institute is appreciative. When I see the caliber of people that are running this team, I know that there's a future for our institute. Please keep up the good work, gentlemen and ladies. Only God will reward you. You will be in your lifetime, you will see that your contribution has moved the institute to greater heights. So I say, well done, kudos to you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity that you've given me to tell your council side of the story in the little things we are doing for your institute. My prayer is that God will bless you all, even as you show and demonstrate passion for your profession and for your institute, the Institute of Takarakaran of Nigeria. Thank you so very much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity you've given me to speak to my younger colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my president. May I have the lead doyen in person of LJM Toby Abiola FCA as he gives a closing remark to this program before we invite Director of Professional Service. Mr. Toby, you have the floor, sir. LJM Toby Abiola, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Jason. My job is very easy. It's just to give the vote of thanks. I want to thank the 56th President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Dame Onome Joy Adewi FCA, for having time to meet with us on our series 3 of this program. I want to thank so much the Institute and the registrar for their assistance, because I know there are many people at the background making it easy for the president there. I want to thank you all. I also want to thank the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria for having time to banter with Joint Minds Club, because we are a small club of young people And we are talking the #1 accountant in the law of Nigeria. I thank you very much, ma, and with all humility and sense of responsibility, I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I also want to thank my revered past president, Ismaila Muhammadu Zakari, FCA, for the short notice. He said he will be there. When he joined Minds, he's always there supporting us. I want to thank him so much for the fatherly role he has played in my life as a person and in the life of Join Minds Club in general. I thank you, my past president. God bless you. I want to thank Sheson. I want to thank Bengal Midiji and every one of you professional colleagues that have joined this program, that have listened to the president, the Golden Anniversary Conference president. And I want to use this opportunity as a member of the committee and the honorary treasurer of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria that please come the conference next year. It's going to be a successful one. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be best among the best. Please join us at this program and God bless you. To all our listeners and those that hooked up from all over the world, I want to thank you and may God continue to prosper you in all you do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Sheson. Over to you.
Annie, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my lead doyen. I know that we have all had an awesome time today, and very sure that you all have been enriched and ever ready to commit more to our great institute. I appreciate you all for finding time to join us, and I hope that whenever we call upon you another time, you will oblige us. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
At this point, let me invite, as we play the JMI anthem, to close our program for today. Over to you. Thank you very much for being part of this program. A take home today. Let there be love. Let there be peace. See you next time when the JMI will be inviting you. Thank you very much, your president. We appreciate you, ma'am.
Thank you all. Have a good afternoon. Bye.
Thank you very much.